This looks perfect. Guaranteed to hit the spot.
What's wrong, Law?
Why do I gotta have a vitamin smoothie?
Because you've been eating nothing but meat lately. Your body needs vegetables to stay healthy.
Yeah, but does it have to be so concentrated?
It's better that way. Even if you hate vegetables, all you have to do is drink it. It's a quick and easy way to get more nutrients.
Like you're one to talk. You'll have anything as long as it's spicy.
Which that vitamin smoothie isn't. I know its taste leaves a little to be desired, but once you get used to it, it's not so bad.
This sludge isn't gonna make me less hungry.
I don't know. If you downed 10 of them, I bet you'd start feeling pretty full.
Are you trying to turn me into an herbivore or something?
If I were you, Law, I'd drink it down sooner rather than later. It's going to start tasting bitter if you let it get warm.
It's already bitter when it's cold.
Come on, Law. It's good for you. Quit complaining and drink it already.
Do you have your answer for me?
We want to ask something first. You're asking us to fight an entire planet. How exactly do you expect us to do that? You must have something up your sleeve, or else you wouldn't put us up to it.
The great astral spirit is an immense being, but its actual will does not run throughout its entire body. Rather, its will is derived from the core, which supports the rest of the body, and is where its strength is most densely concentrated. Therefore, if you destroy the core, the Great Spirit shall become unable to maintain sentience and return to being ordinary astral energy.
And how are we supposed to destroy that core?
By using the Renus Alma. You will also need the assistance of both the Sovereign and the Maiden. They are our best tools for suppressing and controlling astral energy. Using their powers, the Maiden shall seal the great astral spirit within her body, and the Sovereign shall wield the power of the Renus Alma to destroy it.
Hold on. That sounds a lot like what Shion described before.
Yeah, killing herself to take out the thorns with her.
She was actually right all along.
By my calculations, your powers combined should be sufficient to destroy the great astral spirit and disperse its energy widely enough to make it difficult to reform.
What will happen to the Maiden once we manage to beat the great astral spirit?
Any matter contained within the field of destruction shall be erased.
So it really will kill me.
This method is the most simple one available to destroy the Great Spirit, and is therefore our most reliable option.
What are our other options?
There is little reason to consider alternative courses of action when the most optimal among them is so clear.
You don't get it. I promised Shion that she wouldn't die. That we'd save the world without needing to sacrifice her. We didn't fight this whole time just to give up on her at the very end. If there's any other way to take out the Great Spirit, I want to hear it.
This plan shall lead to the fewest losses in preserving your world. Abandoning it is irrational.
That's...
It is vital that you proceed with this plan. A part of Rena's great astral spirit already resides within her. 300 years ago, the Great Spirit descended upon Lenegis in an attempt to assume direct control of the spirit channeling ceremony. We have reason to believe the Great Spirit left part of itself behind, and that it now resides in the Maiden.
Which would make Alphen's earlier hypothesis correct.
That part inside the Maiden belongs to the core, and can be used by the great astral spirit to revive itself. So long as it remains, it will be all but impossible to fully eradicate the Great Spirit. That is why it is necessary for it to be vanquished only once it is whole. Without the Maiden's direct control over the Great Spirit, attacking it is futile and will only serve to strengthen it.
No.
Wait. Naori said that the Renis Alma can suppress the self-realization of astral energy, and that the thorns can be neutralized by placing them in it. If so, can't the same also be done to the Great Spirit, seeing as the thorns are simply part of it?
Well, can it?
It is true that the Renis Alma is capable of what you suggest, and could contain the great astral spirit.
Yes!
However, doing so requires fine control on the level of the spirit channeling ceremony, considering that the Renis Alma was previously lost when that ceremony failed. I cannot allow it. Its uncertainty is simply too great.
What does that mean for us if you won't allow it?
Your starship will not be restored, and you will all be unable to leave here.
Why you?
Fine then. I'd rather stay here and rot than do it your way.
Alphen?
Whatever we do, if we mess up, Dana's screwed. The Great Spirit will destroy it. If you're fine letting that happen, and we have nothing to gain either way, then I'd rather do nothing. We want to stop Dana from getting destroyed. We want to save it. But not if it means having to sacrifice one of us in the process. If all you're gonna do is sit back and watch us where it's safe, then quit ordering us around and shut up!
Alphen.
What you say is irrational. Be that as it may, I shall accede to your demand.
You'll agree?
I am an observer. The Sovereign, Maiden, and Renis Alma are my species' greatest achievement. I wish to see how well they work against the Great Spirit in light of our demise by its hands.
But what are we supposed to do about the Renis Alma? One of your buddies ran off with it back on Lenegis.
It is likely that the Renis Alma is with the Great Spirit, functioning as a catalyst for it to receive Dana's astral energy.
So our only option to retrieve it is to head straight for the Great Spirit and take it back?
According to my observations, the astral energy is most densely concentrated in the center of Rena, where the Great Spirit's core is located.
So right in the middle of that giant flower, then.
I have one more question. You've said that Rena's great astral spirit is already integrated with the planet. What will happen to Rena once it vanishes?
Without the will of the Great Spirit, Rena is predicted to collapse. Even in such a scenario, the energy will disperse, and the Great Spirit will likely not reform.
So you're saying that even if we manage to beat the Great Spirit without destroying it, we'll still be in danger?
Likely, the collapse will occur in stages. It is recommended that you all escape before the final stage.
Man, I wish that thing would tell it to us straight for once.
Hevrek 35 and the others have gotten used to hypothesizing from afar is all. fix our starship. We're going to Rena.
Excellent.
But I want to make one thing clear. We're doing this for ourselves, to protect what matters to us. We're not doing it for your sake, or because you told us to. Remember that.
It matters little to me. The end result shall be the same. Repair work on your starship has commenced. You'll have to wait until it's finished.
Man, is it too much to ask for Everett 35 to talk like a normal person? I swear I can feel my brain starting to fry after listening to all that complicated stuff.
Don't worry. I think we're mostly done with him. Now all we have to do is rest up and wait. Once the Fall Knights is good to go again, we'll be taking off for Rena right away. Is the Renis Alma really our only hope against the Great Spirit? There has to be another way, right?
Shion's Fire Master Core was able to suppress astral energy to prevent it from gaining sentience, right? Couldn't we make use of that somehow?
I'm not sure. In small doses, maybe. And with the amount of energy we're talking about here.
Back in Calaglia, the Blazing Sword was able to take in a whole spirit vessel's worth of energy. If it has the capacity to manage that, it can do this, right?
Except after it absorbed the energy, it ended up releasing it all moments later, remember? Let's not forget, it nearly killed you. Besides, this is the Great Spirit we're talking about, not a paltry vessel. Even if I could use the Master Core, your body wouldn't be able to take the strain of channeling that much energy.
Hevrecht 35 didn't mention it, and it did not seem the type to skimp on details, so assuming it's even possible, the chances are slim to none.
You're probably right.
Are you just going to keep standing around or what?
Sorry, I'm just getting prepped over here.
You still thinking about what the scientists told us? About where Renans really come from?
I am, but not for myself.
You're worried about the future of the Renan people.
The fact that our people have been the same this whole time will only give the Danans further reason to resent us.
But you still intend to confront this truth head-on, don't you?
Well, I did declare that I would live my life for the living, and not the dead. Even as I dream of retirement, I shall remain dedicated to the cause.
I'm sure you'll do great.
Now that I think about it, I don't believe I've ever heard you criticize or reproach us Renans even once.
I'm no saint. I have skeletons in my closet too. There was definitely a time when I hated Renans for who they were. I hated them just for being Renan. But you changed that, Dohalim. You gave me an opportunity to see them in a different light. Thanks to your reforms, we were able to stand next to Renans not as slaves, but as equals for the first time in our lives. Of course, I'm sure there were some Renans who still hated us on the inside. But we knew that not all of you were like that. There were those of you who were good, and that was a start. When it comes down to it, Renans are just people. They can be good or bad, just like Danans.
That is, in essence, the heart of your approach, isn't it? That we're all people.
Yeah, it is. When you can pull someone aside and talk to them one-on-one, then you have the chance to come to an understanding. But as soon as you stereotype, that chance goes away, and you stop thinking of them as people that you can relate to.
I understand what you're saying, but we're talking about massive numbers of Renans and Danans alike. Realistically speaking, surely they won't all be able to get along.
Even if we end up butting heads with one person, maybe we'll find better luck among their friends. If we can build a society that works like that, that'll be something worth nurturing and protecting.
So you wish for people to form real bonds and do away with the hierarchy outright. To deal with one another as humans, and nothing more. That's the ideal future you hope to see when this is all over?
Yes, I do. I think it would make for a fine tribute to my brother's legacy. Though, that said, I would be doing it for the people of the future first and foremost. Do you still plan to return to Lenegis when this is over?
Indeed I do. I don't know whether I'll be able to reside in Lenegis proper, however. My first order of business may be to find somewhere to live.
You'll always have a home in Menancia, you know.
As I shall ever keep in mind.
Well, if you ever need a helping hand, don't hesitate to come get me. I'll always be there for you, Doe.
Did you just... Never mind. Thank you, Kisara. I appreciate your patience as I work all this out.
Don't even mention it. And really, when you think about it, now that we know the two of us aren't so different after all, don't you think that brings down a barrier that used to be between us?
You know, I hadn't actually thought of it that way before. But I do like the sound of it.
Yeah, I think I do too.
Hey, why'd you call me here? Was there something you wanted to talk about?
Well, if everything we've heard about the Great Spirit is true, then we're getting close to our final battle. So I wanted to apologize while I can.
Apologize? For what?
I was being real stupid before, about whether Dana's will had been controlling us and all that. I get why you're angry now. Anybody would be if something they trusted was being questioned. So, I'm sorry, Rinwell. Really. I should have kept my mouth shut.
No, Law. Honestly, I think you might have been onto something. Of course you were worried. Who wouldn't be if they found out there might be some invisible force pulling our strings this whole time?
But you really trust Dana's will, don't you? Is it because you can sense it a lot more than the rest of us? Because you can understand it?
Yeah, I think that might be part of it. But I think I also want to believe it's good.
Believe?
Remember how I used to really resent coming from a family of mages?
Yeah, of course. Because you were always on the run and had to live in hiding.
When we rescued Zephyr and I finally decided to come along with you all, something changed inside me. It was the first time I felt like my powers had any meaning, even if that meaning was only helping you guys fight. Then, when I felt Dana's will, I was overwhelmed by how vast and warm it was. It made me want to believe my powers were made to connect with it. It made me believe I had a bigger purpose.
So that's why you hope it doesn't turn out to be bad. You almost need it to be kind.
Yeah.
Well, alright. Then I promise I'll lay off bad-mouthing it.
You will?
There's no way for me to know for sure one way or the other, right? But you trust it, Rinwell, and that's enough for me. So I'll trust it because you do.
Remember what I said about neither planet's great spirit reaching us here?
Yeah?
That's not quite true. I can feel just a little bit of Rena's inside you and everyone else.
What?
I sensed it when we first got here. It's a really small amount, so it doesn't feel like it has a will of its own. But I think that's how Dana's energy probably is too.
So you're saying there's a little bit of Dana's will inside each of us? In a way, doesn't that mean we're all Dana's will?
What?
Well, like you said, Unless Dana's energy comes together, it has no will. So if we all have a little bit of Dana's astral energy inside us,
Yeah, maybe.
Heverick 35 might know the answer. But, you know what? I don't need to ask it. My will is my own. I fight for who I want to fight for. That's who I am now. Who I've become. So thanks, Rinwell, for sharing that with me.
Ah.
To be honest, the only reason I was suspicious of Dana's will, well, I mean, it mostly was... I feel like you and I had grown apart lately, and I was worried it was because...
Huh?
Never mind. Nothing. Just forget about it.
Huh? No, what were you saying?
Saying? I don't remember
Come
saying
on.
anything.
Now you won't tell me what you were
No,
thinking?
that's not what I'm saying.
Then spit it out already.
You sure you don't want to get some rest?
I can't. I've got too much on my mind. Especially knowing how close our last battle is. How are you doing, Xion?
Same as you, still trying to absorb everything.
Remember when it was so simple? We were only fighting all the lords on Dana? All of that feels like a lifetime ago, doesn't it?
Ages and ages ago. Everything that's happened since we first met. So many fights, so much chaos, so many wonderful people.
If I hadn't run into you that day, well, I wouldn't have met all of you. I never would have held the blazing sword or looked for something more. I wouldn't have my memories back. I'd still be a faceless slave, like as not long dead.
Hey, Alphen. I want you to promise me something.
Yeah?
If we can't find the Renis Alma, there's something I want you to do. Like Heverick 35 said, the only way we can end the Great Spirit for good is to go after both the main body in Rena and the thorns in me. I need you to promise me, Alphen, that if for some reason we can't get the Renis Alma back, you'll use the blazing sword to destroy the Great Spirit, and me along with it.
Huh?
It's true the blazing sword may not have the strength of the Renis Alma. But it's taken us this far. It's slain lords and beasts. At the very least, it has to be worth a try.
You can't be serious. Have you forgotten everything
Listen,
that we...
the Great Spirit isn't just our problem. It's a threat to our entire world. Renans and Danans alike. We don't know what's going to happen when we face it, but we need to be prepared for anything. We can't second-guess ourselves when the time comes. I promise you, I'm not planning on going anywhere. I'm prepared to fight with absolutely everything I've got. But if it comes down to it, I need you to be prepared too.
Okay. But you should know that I'm not going to give up on you, Xion. I'm going to fight this until the very end. I hope you can forgive me for that.
Alphen. Okay, I understand. And I'll forgive you.
Thank you, Xion.
So it's a promise then?
Yeah, it's a promise.
I remember how I felt the first time you touched me. My thorns made any contact a mistake no one would ever make twice. After they'd seen what could happen, fear would always linger behind their eyes. In my entire life, I never had someone willingly reach out to me. But when you reached out to me and gently took my hand, you didn't react at all. It was so easy for you. I don't have words for the shock I felt in that moment.
That's because I couldn't feel pain back then.
Even once you could, though, you still chose to keep reaching out to me. And when you did, I felt this warmth that I had never known before. But still, I hate having to see you suffer through it every time you do.
You won't have to worry about that for much longer.
You think so?
I do, because Xion,
No. You can tell me once my thorns are gone. Okay?
Yeah. Okay. Everybody get enough rest? We ready for this?
Yeah, we should probably get moving.
Agreed. Can't stand around waiting all day.
Our task is relatively straightforward. We need only descend down to Rena, defeat the Great Spirit, and restore stability to both worlds.
We're fighting for a new future for both Dana and Rena.
Right. We've come this far. We will save our worlds. That's a promise.
Then let's go, everybody. We've got one last wall to tear down.
Repairs on your starship are complete. Everything is in working order.
Is that you, Hevrek 35? You can see us from where you are?
I can. I can see anywhere within the bounds of Dake Phasal.
Sounds like someone's a peeping Tom.
Maybe we should give Hevrek 35 a break. It has been stuck in this tiny facility for a very, very long time.
I have unlocked all functions on your starship. You can now make use of its warp drive.
Warp drive? Wait, you mean like what the Red Women used on us? What brought us here?
It's possible that the Red Women may have found a way to activate it on the starship. They are Helganquil, after all.
Using the warp drive, you should be able to breach Rena's atmosphere without being detected.
Wait, should?
You'll need to be careful. Due to the force field surrounding Rena, the ship will be unable to go any further than the surface of the planet.
So, once we reach the shell, it appears we'll have to infiltrate the core by foot. Understood.
We gotta go all the way down just walking?
Will all the Helganquil go back to normal once we defeat the Great Spirit? I have a strange feeling we're going to have to fight them before this is all over.
The extinction of my people is inevitable at this stage. As such, it would be illogical to risk the success of the mission in a vain attempt to save my kind.
We understand.
Can't that thing lighten up a bit? Everything it says seems to be about what's illogical.
Well, come on, Doe.
Hold up, did you just...
You heard the lady. Get going.
I have one last question.
What?
As Sovereign, your identification number indicates that you are well past your predicted life expectancy. Similarly, the Maiden lacks any identification number, as her function should have been rendered unnecessary. Despite this, the two of you continue to exist. Why?
We exist because others have entrusted this to us. Over the years, many people have come together and sworn to see this through to the end.
You mean it is because of multiple chance interactions? The likelihood of such events is statistically improbable. Why have you two continued to persist under these conditions?
It's hard to explain. To be honest, I don't think it's something an observer could understand. All right, time to get back on the Fall Knights.
It would appear that our Helganquil host really has fulfilled its end of the bargain.
You know what that means. Time to go to Rena.
I guess this means we should give that warp drive a spin.
There's nothing here. This weird ocean we're surrounded by just stretches out everywhere. Is this really where the Helganquil come from?
I don't sense even a trace of astral energy. This world is dead.
Then this must be the Hollowing.
You mean to tell me this whole world, the entire ocean is that stuff?
And it's covering everything. The entire planet.
This is what the Great Spirit does. After it depleted this planet of every last speck of astral energy, it went after Dana.
So arresting. This world of doom.
Back in its day, Rena was probably just as vibrant as Dana is. But after being robbed of its astral energy for so long, those days are gone and past. This is all that will remain.
So the Great Spirit took everything. It stole energy not just from living beings, but the land, the sea, everything.
And it bound the Helganquil in servitude, until their whole world was nothing but this. And by the looks of it, that's how it remains to this day. A world of death and emptiness.
With nothing left here to consume, the Great Spirit turned its sights on Dana, looking for another host.
You're saying if we don't stop it, this is what Dana's going to look like?
We can be sure that even these few remaining remnants of Renan life will not be spared in the end.
the oblivion and darkness both Shion and Naori saw comes to pass, nothing will survive. It looks like we can climb down from there. Let's take a look.
So this is Rena.
A hollowed ocean as far as the eye can see. What do you think would happen if we fell in?
What do you mean, what would happen? You'd drown, wouldn't you?
Come to think of it, I don't believe I've heard of someone ever trying. Perhaps you'd like the glory of being the first?
Nah, I'll pass.
This is essentially a world-sized Renin graveyard. Are you proposing to disturb the dead slumber just to satisfy your curiosity, Law?
No, because I said I passed.
Taking an interest is understandable, but let's not forget where we are. This place deserves our respect.
Looks like we're not going to be hearing the end of this one for a while.
You'd think I was already snorkeling in it or something. So the idea is to seal the Great Spirit inside the Renis Alma using the Sovereign and Maiden's power. But just how do we do that exactly?
I'm guessing it won't be as easy as holding a spirit channeling ceremony at our leisure.
I already had wielded astral energy once 3 centuries ago. As for suppressing her thorns, Shion's had a lifetime's experience. The problem isn't just our enemy's strength, it's that it's sentient too. And you can bet anything you like it's not going to just sit back and let us destroy it.
In other words, we need to find some way to weaken it in advance. The Great Spirit, that is.
Back when Shion's thorns flew out of control, we were able to deal with them directly. If this is their host, they should be even more corporeal here.
If that's the case, it should make them easier to attack at least. And if we can manage to divert enough energy away from the spirit's core, even temporarily,
We might just be able to weaken it enough to steal the Renis Alma, which we can then use to seal it away forever. It won't be easy, but it's our only shot. Time to buckle up. Question for you. Let's say, knock on wood, everything turns out for the best.
What'll the world be like? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of this, do you really think everything will be that different?
A lot will have to change, that's for sure. The world will have to adjust to so much. My only worry is if those changes turn out to be merely skin deep.
what do you mean?
It's well and good putting an end to Renin rule. But if it just turns the tables, it's all for naught.
That's true. Just as bad if the Danans started pressing their own.
Renins, Danans, astral art users, mages. The world is full of labels used to divide and separate people.
If only we could see differences like that for what they are. No different to someone having a musical talent or being good with their hands. Not differences so much as characteristics.
It will take someone in power to set an example. But with time, people will follow. And then, perhaps one day,
There will no longer be any need for the example. It will have become second nature.
That's where we come in. We can set the example. Imagine it. A world where magic and astral arts are used to help people. Where that's the norm rather than the exception.
Yeah, you're right, Rinwell. Why wait for somebody else? We can show them ourselves.
I wonder what Helganquil civilization was like at its zenith.
I can imagine that'd be something you'd take an interest in.
There's no question it must have been advanced, like none either world has ever seen. We could surely stand to learn a thing or two from such a people.
I get that you're itching to delve into its history, but we've got bigger fish to fry right now.
Put a pin in it, and you can do all the research you want when you retire.
I can think of worse things than a retirement dedicated to research. As for whether Rena is amenable to an aging specimen...
It's a little early to be giving it serious thought just yet.
A man can dream, though. A man can dream.
Oh, we didn't say there's anything wrong with dreaming.
In your case, Dohalim, Dreams have a habit of spiraling into something else.
You'll need to stay with us for now, though. You're too helpful to let retire.
Why do I feel this is less of a compliment and more of an ultimatum?
Just a friendly suggestion.
Looks like we've warped into that pit of astral energy.
Helganquil!
Guess they don't need their Red Woman disguises anymore.
Wait, can you understand us?
It's no use. We're not going to get through to them.
So they really are being controlled. In that case, we've got no choice.
I knew there was something off here!
They're not pulling punches. We have no choice but to beat them at their own game.
Nothing gets by me!
Take that!
Denied!
You're being
Hold
targeted.
on to your art. Here I come! Take that! Bullseye! Here goes! Raging storm! Go get it! Annihilate! Hear me! Dual Gleam!
Light burst forth.
Radiant Genesis! You don't mess around!
No foot. Certainly
Go
not.
get it! Power up water! One last one! Raging storm!
Burn in hell!
Go get it!
Another incantation ruined.
Coming through! Ha! No! Scarlet Inferno!
Kisara! All yours, Kisara!
One more! Into
Shine!
the sky!
Radiant light!
Tempest,
Force of
not on my
regeneration!
watch! Watch them here goes!
Regenerate!
Who wants to die next?
See what I can do!
Primed and ready! One last
He
one!
who prepares is
That'll
free
bring
from
you down!
regret.
Here goes!
Let us take to the
I'll
field!
heal you all! One last!
Shine! Radiant
Raging
light!
storm!
Force of
Perfect!
regeneration!
Triple
Regenerate!
Gemini Aqua! Bullseye! By the power of the without you!
Not today!
Radiant
Break it!
Kisara! Go for it!
Prepare to crumble!
Here's a healing
Here
goes!
Flush! And prepare to be
One
seized!
last one!
In a bind?
Here goes!
Ready to go!
Denied! Take that! Gemini Aqua!
Raising you up! Bloody
Raging storm! Do it! Get toasty!
Bird strike!
Alphen,
I can't forgive them for what they've done, but I hate killing them. They don't even know why they're fighting. How does that even make them any different from the Danon slaves?
Perhaps. However, if we don't make a choice, the guilt of not doing anything will be that much worse.
Yeah, I know. I hate for it to be like this. But if it happens again, you won't find me hesitating to act.
I wonder if we're going to get attacked again.
If we lose heart now, this whole mission is over. We have to stay the course.
Hey! Hey, I just realized something!
Is this about dinner last night? I didn't realize those ingredients were off.
What? No! I mean, wait, you fed us rotten food?
Rinwell, the point.
Oh, yeah, right. So I was thinking about those armored soldiers we've seen. There are regular Renans inside them, right?
Yeah, they're designed to make whoever's wearing them stronger. At least, I think that's the idea.
Right. So it kind of begs the question then, why are they made so huge?
I don't know, makes them more intimidating, I guess? Or maybe all that tech wizardry inside takes up a lot of space.
You don't think it's weird how the armored soldiers are the exact same height as the Helganquil?
Can't say I'd ever noticed it till now. And?
Connect the dots, Law!
Okay, let me get this straight. You think the armored suits might have originally been designed to allow Renans to work alongside the Helganquil?
Huh. But if that's true, what would that mean?
It would mean... just that, I guess. But still, don't you think it's kind of interesting?
Not hugely. Hey, Kisara, well, I've got you. What's on tonight's menu? Because I was thinking maybe meat.
Get him, Hootle.
What did I do?
Oh, now you want to listen. Keep pecking, Hootle!
Ow! Seriously, what the hell? You know, guys, when you think about it, we've taken out a lot of Zeugles. Like, a whole lot.
You can say that again. If one thing's for certain in this world, it's that wherever we go, we'll always end up bumping into them.
Isn't it weird that they're still so plentiful? You don't think the Renans have, like, a ranch where they breed them, do you?
Certainly in all of my years, I've never heard of them constructing such a massive facility on Dana, let alone up in Lenegis.
The only thing I can think of, then, is that the feral ones must be reproducing on their own.
There's also no organized effort on our part to hunt them down, so it's difficult to fully exterminate them.
Exterminate them? Whoa, don't you think that's maybe a little harsh?
What do you mean?
Zeugles originally used to be living creatures native to Dana and Rena, right? Being genetically modified isn't their fault.
You're right. Zeugles were only created because of us Renans. We altered the original creatures to suit our own ends.
First, people made Zeugles, and then we let them go. And now we're trying to kill them because they're a threat. They really have only seen the very worst, huh?
I hope we find a way to be able to live side by side with them one day.
It's a nice thought, but they attack towns and cities. What else are we supposed to do?
Aside from the strays that have gone wild, it's worth remembering that Renans are able to keep them somewhat under control.
If we had distinct territories that didn't overlap, that might reduce the danger they pose.
Well, I guess when you look at it that way, maybe people and Zeugles aren't so different after all.
I thought there'd be more dirt and rocks and stuff underneath the hollowed ocean, but it's all artificial.
I would imagine they're remnants left behind by the Helganquil, seeing as there's little actual land remaining.
It's incredible. Do you think it stretches all the way down to the center of the planet?
Hey, these guys built Lenegis, remember? They probably did this in a weekend.
If they had the power to create things like this, did they really only use those immense capabilities to serve the Great Spirit? Or rather, was that the only use the Great Spirit let them use their capabilities for?
Don't get careless. Here I come.
Don't tell me!
Here goes.
I can carve through armor!
Take that. Flame. Reload. Tempest Whirl. You got
Your
lightning.
reflexes will not serve you well here.
Take that. Freeze flavor.
This one's mine!
Shine,
Take that.
radiant light,
One
pulse of
last one.
regeneration.
Regenerate mine. Hit. Here's another. Bullseye.
We must be
Leave the
tired of healing
ensnaring
me.
to me. I'm merely doing what I can to help.
Hit.
Glad you're on our team.
Take that.
Resonate with the
Tempest
earth.
Whirl. I'll heal you all.
Dragon Swarm!
Healing circle. Here goes.
Take this!
Hold on to your arm. Here I come. Go get him. One last one.
Anything in armor is all mine! This one's mine!
Hit. Go get him. One last one. Thunderblade.
I'll smash you!
Thunderfield. Tempest Whirl. One more. Bullseye.
I'm ready!
Being interrupted.
Crossblade. Not so smug now.
You fight better at a distance.
The further away, the better.
You and I both.
I'm ready!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished! That's some power you wield.
You're the one who did the heavy lifting.
Is this a dead end?
It appears this whole room functions as an elevator. That apparatus there is likely what's used to control it.
We haven't seen anyone here except Helganquil. Looks like this place really is their home planet.
The true citizens of Rena. What a shame that they have become nothing more than puppets to the Great Spirit. To think of the promise their accomplishments once held. They had the potential to be great indeed.
Do you think we could have got along with them? You know, if we had met under different circumstances. Like
all of us, you mean? I suppose it's difficult to say for sure. We don't even know if they would see us as being on an equal level with them or not.
I think we may have had the chance once, before the Renan Great Spirit came along and changed everything.
You and Alphen both share an optimism. A strong willingness to believe in hope.
Do you think that's foolish?
On the contrary, I should like to take a leaf from your book myself. In tragedy's aftermath, hope is all we have.
Just look at the size of that thing. And Helganquil's technology certainly is impressive. And they don't seem to do things by halves either. In the past 300 years. No, even before that. Just how many people, Renan or Danan, do you think have ever seen this?
Regarding the past 3 centuries at least, I'd say there's a good chance that we're the first. Also, while I get that it's impressive and all, I'm just amazed you're still standing around gawping at it at a time like this. Sometimes I wonder about your priorities.
I can understand where he's coming from. More to the point, does anyone know where it leads?
What do you mean where it leads? To the center of the planet, of course.
And that doesn't strike you as sounding just a little bit, oh, I don't know, far? There has to be a quicker way to get there, right?
Yeah. With all this technology at their fingertips, it seems pretty unlikely that they'd make that kind of journey on foot. There must be some kind of device somewhere. Let's see if we can figure out how to use it.
Borrow one of their contraptions? You're either brave or out of your mind.
If it works for them, there's no reason it wouldn't for us. Why make things harder for ourselves?
You know what he's like, Law. Once he gets an idea in his head, there's no talking him out of it.
I wonder how the Renans avoided being mind-controlled like the Helganquil. Do you think it might have something to do with the fact that they were originally Danans?
I'd say it's likely, which is pretty ironic when you think about it.
Ironic?
The Renans have committed grave injustices against the Danans. But it was all of their own volition, not because they were being controlled. Now, it turns out they themselves were once Danans too.
Which must mean that the root of their evil isn't the Great Spirit, but something inherent in all of us. Our free will.
Now hang on, though. It was that same free will that allowed Xion and Dohalim to choose to fight alongside us. Without it, we wouldn't have been able to beat hatred and forge all those connections we've made. Free will is what saved us, right?
Law's entirely right. In any case, it certainly can't hurt to look on the bright side every now and then.
Yeah. Where there's hope, there's a way.
What'd he say?
He said, without a doubt.
What the? Where did they come from?
Less worry, more action. Concentrate.
Go get it! I never miss! I'm not so good with airborne targets. Tempest Whirl!
Got flyers!
Go get I've got this! Let a marksman handle it!
Now you see what I can do!
All yours!
One last one! Not much longer to go!
Come on, one final push!
Let's do this together, Alvin!
Rending you apart!
Can't be swarmed! Take that! Bullseye!
Can't get out of this!
Here's another!
Flame inside me
Raging
yearns
storm!
to be let free! The flame inside me yearns to be let free!
Ignite!
I'm ready! Alvin! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
There you go, reinforcements! Here's another!
Falcon!
This is it!
More Sukos?
Keep calm and take them down!
Here I come!
Reset! More incoming!
Raining slash! Eternal devastation!
Rending you apart!
Sleep now! Lunar correction!
Ready and ready!
Here I come!
Take
No
that!
escape!
Bullseye!
No
More
way!
with that Magnerized! Get ready!
More of them?
Not in your dreams! Do it! Dohalim!
Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis!
Take this!
Scream
Hey,
shades
go
of
get
blood!
him!
Rending you a
Raging
bloody
storm!
heart! To be let free! Resonate with the earth!
Here's another one!
Stalagmite!
Onward!
Finish it!
Here's Alvin! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
More?
Here's another!
Mike, it's time!
Bullseye! Dance in the
Take
wind!
this!
Field! Magna Ray! Come in handy!
Destruction!
Bullseye! Glacial Fury! It's showtime! Free Blazer! Dance in the wind!
I'm ready!
Air thrust!
Double me! In an instant! Impact block! We
I'm ready! Outfit!
Rising Viper!
Rending you apart! Bloody heart!
Air thrust! First aid! Came between
Here I go.
Here goes!
Finish it!
Sweet dreams! Where are you? Your astral arts are truly incredible. Every little bit helps, right? Indeed it does. I'll keep pushing to be better as well.
Eat dirt!
In here! I never miss!
I'm ready!
Let's get you off!
All yours, Kisara! In a bind?
Sighted! Into the shadow! Bullseye! This one's mine! Do it! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Go get it! One last stop! Raging cascade!
Soaring blood!
Art expert coming through!
Rising Viper!
Take that!
Rising Finish it!
Leon! Astral energy! Full throttle! A flawless victory! Naturally!
Take this!
Here's an I'll heal you
Carve
all!
through arm execution!
Bullseye!
Mine!
Healing circle! Raging storm! Sighted! Take that! I'm only getting started! Bullseye!
Finish it!
Alvin! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Reflect on thy sin. Take this!
One last one! Dance in the wind! Air thrust! A chain between heaven and earth! A wailing banshee of lightning! Divine faith! Magic is there!
There is logic within your
Do
every
it.
move.
It'll take... Get toasty!
Bird strike!
Well, am I improving?
Tremendously. The speed and precision of your aim is simply unmatched.
I had no idea you were watching me so closely.
Even in such a harsh environment as this, there are still creatures here?
You think they're native to Rena? Or could they be Zoogle somehow?
Whatever they are, they're dangerous. Watch yourselves around them. You think that pit stretches all the way to Rena's core?
If that's true, then it...
Don't get careless!
Coming through!
Shield from calamity.
Don't tell me! Come one, come all!
Don't mind if I do!
Allow me
Here
to
goes!
Short range alpha!
Can't be
Blow
swallowed!
away!
It's so far!
Driving me mad!
carve through armor.
Not today! Got fire!
I've got this! Let a marksman handle it!
Finish it! All yours!
Here goes!
Rising
Do it! Go for it!
Prepare to crumble.
Here goes!
Far enough. Can you take it?
Rising
Take
Viper!
this.
Hear me! Flame
Can't
of
get out of
fury!
this.
I'm raging storm!
Rending you
Go
apart.
get him!
Rising Falcon!
Bullseye!
A scream
Searing
bathed
flame!
in
Can't be
blood.
swallowed!
Rending you a bloody howling.
Here's another! Ready! Here's another! Dohalim! This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes. A merry
Here
distraction.
goes! There's still more to go.
Not today!
Hit! Tempest Whirl!
Ready to go save you!
Freeze Lancer! Do it! Go for it!
Prepare to crumble! Ready to go!
Into the shadows! Go get him!
That'll bring you down!
Purge Malevolent!
I'm ready! Blow them away!
Glacial Spear! Pierce Evil!
Take this!
Go get him!
Sword Rain
Freeze
Alpha!
Lancer!
Far enough! I'll face
Do
you.
it! Chain between heaven! Get toasty!
Burn strike!
Was that a new skill I saw back there?
Indeed. Well, sort of. Actually, it's a family staple harkening back 8 generations.
Maybe you can just write... This won't be easy.
To shield from calamity!
Don't be such a pessimist.
Sword Rain Alpha!
Another incantation ruined.
You got company. Here goes. These ones can run rings around us.
Rising Wyvern!
Let them mark it.
Phoenix!
Hit! Take that!
Ready
One
and ready!
One might heal you all.
Through armor!
Here goes.
I'm ready!
Darling.
Light burst forth!
Radiant Citizen. You don't mess around.
With the earth!
Sword Rain Alpha!
Certainly
Here's
not. Leave the ensnaring to me.
Yeah! And finally to me!
Mega Ray. Gemini Onward.
Finish it!
Mega Ray. Here's another. Mega Ray.
Elusive deity!
Dance in the wind.
Time!
Sleep now.
No further!
Here goes. Not in your dreams. Take
To be
that.
let free!
Finish it. Neon. Astral energy. Full throttle. Go. Raging cascade. Splash. Windler. Do it. Lock. Demons descend.
Flashing bang!
Together, that wasn't even a problem.
This one will be difficult to predict.
Armor won't save you!
Take this. If it's in the sky, it's neon.
I shall ensure you survive this.
Magic is there.
Anyone?
Blah, blah, blah.
Let me
Warrior.
free you of your power.
Okay, here I go.
Annihilation. Water energy.
Ignite!
One more.
I'll face you!
Here's
Can't
evil.
get out of this!
One last one. Purge. Here goes. Freeze Lancer. Don't mind if I do. One more. Tempest Glacial Spear. Pierce evil.
Stand back. I'll trip it up. Breath of life.
You get the gist.
That one's mine.
Crossblade. Glacial Spear. Pierce evil. Take that. Freeze Lancer.
It's go time!
Freeze.
I can carve through armor! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Lightning Descent. Thunder Blade.
Can't get out of this!
Fluidity of your movement is
simply incredible.
Elusive deity! Destruction! Devastation! Elusive deity!
Here goes!
I'll face you! Soaring blast!
Anthrax! Fire energy! Here goes! Don't mind if I do!
Sword Rain Alpha!
Denied! Glacial Spear! Thanks so much! Freeze Lancer! Tempest Whirl! Here goes!
Anything in order is all mine! This one's mine! On your knees!
Aqueous Thirst!
Take this!
Rising Wyvern!
Now you see what I can do!
One last one! Raging Storm!
Elusive deity!
Why'd you heal me?
To stop you dying?
Right.
Another incantation ruined.
Sealed! More for the stockpile!
Breath of life. Heal my weary companion.
I didn't want to put you out.
What our friend is for, we can't depend on them.
You're right. We'll bear that in mind.
You picked the wrong fight!
Here goes! Take that!
Anything in armor is
You must be tired of healing me.
I'm merely doing what I can.
Sleep now!
Glad you're on us.
I can't save it this one! Where are you going? Go get it! One last one! Eagle Ray! One at a time!
Finish it!
Magic is clean!
Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis! You don't mess around!
Rising Wyvern!
Certainly not.
Light Astral Raging Cascade!
Dragon Form!
Get ready!
Dance on the wind!
I think I'm getting stronger.
The design of... This equipment is really interesting.
You must really like it, Alphen.
These structures don't look like anything built by the Renans, or even what we saw in the Forbidden Zone.
Perhaps this is the true architectural style of the Helganquil. Or perhaps the opposite, given their situation.
You mean like how some places favor building stuff with stone, while others rely on wood?
I have a bad feeling about this.
Another incantation ruined. Take this!
Time to cross-blade!
Here's enough! Far enough! I'll heal you all!
I don't know what to do without them.
Perhaps now isn't the time?
This one keeps charging us!
That's what my shield's for. Get behind me.
Got it! I'll leave it to you!
Alright, it's showtime!
This one's
Not
all
in your
mine!
dream!
Demon
Here
Blade!
goes! Glacial Spear!
Not
Here's
today!
Evo. One more! Bullseye! Magic is there!
Can't get out of this!
Answer! Photon Standing Form! Thunderblade! One! Hear my call!
Swordling
The chain between heaven and earth! Nothing gets by me!
I'll smash you!
Watch and stand!
Amazing.
Mega Ray! Annihilation! Lightning!
Burn in hell!
Here goes! Take that! Lightning and death!
get out of this!
Splash! A wailing Dampia lightning!
Heal
Sleep
my
now.
companion!
Here's the evil!
Swordling Alpha!
Freeze laser! What here goes?
Being interrupted.
Won't mind if I do.
Hitting pile driver! Back to one blade!
Bullseye! I'll heal you all.
Don't
Where
be
was that
afraid.
came from? I never miss! Do it! Kizara frozen!
Hammer!
I'm pretty worn out.
Want to rest up for a bit?
This one will be difficult to predict.
This one's mine!
Here's a nice
I can carve through armor!
Allow me to help you.
lightning condensed! They're surrounding us! These things really get on my nerves. Here's another.
Eternal devastation!
One last
Pesky
one.
airborne scoundrels.
Sounds like a job for yours truly.
Finish it!
Shion, astral energy, full throttle! A flawless victory. Here goes.
Take this!
Naturally.
Rising Phoenix!
Here's not on my watch. It's over. Here goes.
No dawn
One
like
more.
great midnight.
Bullseye. Blah, blah, blah. Then strike.
Does it hurt?
Raging storm.
Death in the wind.
One more.
Blade! Demon Blade!
Bullseye. One.
Too fast!
Raging
Stand
storm.
back. I'll trip it up.
Not today!
One more. It's over.
deity! Rotating vacuum blade! I'll smash you!
Here's another. Do it. Alpin. Astral energy.
Say no more! Got it!
Well done. Here's the evil. Far enough. One more. Freeze laser. Dance in the wind. Air thrust. A chain between heaven and earth.
Can you take it?
A wailing Dampia lightning. Here.
Finish it!
Divide. Kizara. Go for it.
Prepare to crumble!
Resonate with the
Radiant.
earth.
Here.
Rising
Raging
Reaper!
bloody.
Soaring Light Spear! I can feel my power growing! Brace yourself!
Fire
This
blade.
one's tough!
Regeneration.
Regenerate.
Can't miss. Here goes.
Shield from calamity.
You must be tired of killing me.
I'm merely doing what I
Let the
can.
marksman handle
Glad
it.
we're on our side.
Storm.
On your
Where are you going? Bullseye. Ready to go. Mega
Eat
ray.
dirt!
Can this work? Do it.
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
on your
Smash you! Refill!
Denied.
Falcon!
One more. Freeze lancer.
resonate with the earth.
Take that. Reload.
Can't get out of this.
Bullseye. Flame of fury. Do it. Dohalim.
Light burst forth.
Radiant Genesis.
So I still had room to grow.
Those thorns.
I'm not letting them get in our way!
This might be... some decent equipment.
Anything that makes battles easier is okay by... me.
This one's tough, but we have no choice.
Let me know if you need healing.
Here goes!
Yours to be
Careful!
free.
It has some kind of camouflage. Here I go. I'm only getting started.
Severing way.
One more. Bullseye.
Rising strike.
Glacial spear.
Anything in armor is all mine!
Explosive ring.
Now you see what I can do! Elusive deity!
Dance in the wind.
Lightning shock! In a bind?
More for the stockpile.
Double demon fang. Demon
Smite with blackened blade!
burn.
Hit. Hit that. Bullseye. Here.
Dragon swarm.
Searing tempest.
Try this.
Hit. Go get it. Tornado. Searing blade. Reload.
Scream.
I don't even know the word defeat.
Rending you
Take
apart!
that. Glacial spear. Here's evil.
Now it's my turn!
Freeze Lancer.
To be let free.
Here, let me help.
Armor won't save you!
First aid. Go get him.
Resonate with the earth!
Dance in the wind. Air force required. Here goes. Forward up. Magic is there. Freeze Lancer. Dance in the wind. Thanks for the healing.
Watch your bad, right?
Yeah.
I'm ready.
You too. Astral energy. Full throttle. I felt better, that's for sure.
This one's tough, but we have no choice.
Let me know if you need healing.
Don't mind if I do.
No!
Drinking
Shield from calamity! No arms are being interrupted!
Got fired.
I got this.
Prepare to be steamed!
Dion, astral energy. Full throttle. A flawless victory. Here's naturally.
Bloody Take this! In a bind?
One last one. Blah, blah, blah. Magic field. I can handle it. Where are you going? Take that.
Eternal devastation.
Far enough.
I'm ready!
Up and
All yours, Kisara! Can you
hold
see
on to
me?
your heart. Here I come.
Wind.
Take that. Here I come. One last one. Tempest. Here's evil. One last one.
Double demon fang. Do it. Double burn.
Magic and
Do it!
This one's got your name on it.
Ashes to ashes! A merry
Here's
distraction!
something.
There's still more to go.
Demon fang.
One more.
I'll smash you!
This one's mine. Where are you going?
Eternal devastation.
Do it. Doubling.
Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis.
Looks like we won.
I've got a really bad feeling about this.
My natural defenses are
No
fading.
further!
I'm a sitting duck.
Retreat from this battle!
Retreat? I would never.
You hell. That's not even fair.
Yours to be let
Like
free.
blah, blah, blah.
Thanks, Shield.
Be careful not to overdo it.
I'm sorry. I'll do better.
Where would that came from? Here goes.
Anything in armor is all mine!
One last one.
Take this.
Freeze Lancer. Dance in the wind.
Armor won't save you!
Between heaven and earth.
They smite with blackened blade!
Here goes. Here's another. This one's mine. Raging cascade. Sleep now.
Not today.
Regeneration!
More for the stock. Art expert coming through. Lightning.
Regenerate.
Not on my watch. Hear me.
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Breath of
Severing wind!
Heal my weary
Here's another!
Armor won't save you!
Rising light!
No further!
Magic! Field! Here's evil! This'll come in handy! Go get him! One last one!
The blazing flame is
Let's
yours
go!
to be let free!
I'm only getting started!
Blind you with a shot!
More to the stockpile! Go
Severing
get him!
wind!
Nothing gets by me!
Solidity of the mirror. Simply incredible.
Light astral! Magic is there! I'm only getting started!
Let me free you.
Raging cascade! I never miss! What would I do without... Not on my watch! Ha! Here's another... Bullseye! Magic is there!
Devastation!
Thunderblade!
Anything in armor is all mine! Elusive deity!
You get the gist. Sleep now. This'll come in handy. Into the shadow!
Let me free you of the
Here's another...
The flame inside is yours to be let free! You picked the wrong fight!
Here goes!
I'm ready!
Alvin! Astral energy!
Say no more!
Don't push yourself too hard. This one will be difficult to predict.
Leave the charge!
Come and face me!
Denied! Go get him! One last one! Not in your dreams! Hear my call! Raging sword! Take that! Bullseye! Freeze
Devastation!
Hit! Raging sword! I'm ready!
Captivity!
One more!
I'll smash you! I'm ready!
Kizara! Go for it! Prepare to crumble! Will this catch?
Rising down! This one's all mine! Rising one!
One last
Not
one!
today!
Rending you!
Cut! Raging sword!
Boy, to human.
Stop you dying?
Kisara! All yours, Kisara!
Here's the ready to go!
Rising one! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Fire solar corruption!
Severing wind!
Do it! Sharpness! Long! Get toasty!
Burn strike!
Fall into side flame! Resolve! Concentration! Flame of justice! Water!
I'm ready!
This one's got your name on it!
Ash to ash!
I feel stronger. I mean, a bit.
Good. We're counting on you, Rinwell.
On me? Well, I'll do my best. Looks like some solid equipment. Don't get careless!
Don't tell me! Demon Lash! Anything in armor is all mine!
I think I'll pass
Not
on the
today.
handshake. Go get him! One last one! Raging Cascade! Spread! A pain between heaven and earth!
No further!
A wailing banshee of lightning! Let the marksman feel!
Does it hurt?
Up and out! Go!
Ready to go!
Here's the
Far enough!
one last one!
Rending you apart!
Glacial spear!
Bloody
Go
hell!
get him! Freeze blade! One last one!
You picked the wrong fight!
Here's another! Glacial spear! Here's the evil! Not on my watch! Freeze! Here's another!
You're mine! Rising
Take
Wyvern!
that!
This one keeps charging us!
That's what my shield's
I
for!
can't heal you forever!
Good! I'll leave it to you! This one's mine!
One more! Bullseye!
I have no limits!
Raging Cascade! Annihilate! Seal! This will come in handy! Here comes!
Nothing gets by me!
Demon Fang! I'll burn it all! Ah! Flaming Pillar! Fire!
Here, let me help! Hit!
Pieces!
Let them run! Raging Cascade! This one's mine!
Rising Wyvern!
Go get it!
Can't get out of this!
One more! Hold on to your arms! Here I come! Do it! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
That's some power you wield.
You're the one who did the heavy lifting.
Hey, look at that enemy! It's shining! Got a really bad feeling about this!
This one's mine!
Sharpness! Here's a healing arm!
You dare strike me from behind?
Here's another!
Rising Wyvern!
Bullseye! There! Here goes! Mega ray!
You picked the wrong
Here
fight!
goes! Power of water!
I'm ready!
Neon! Astral energy! Full throttle! A flawless victory! Naturally! Hear me! Water! Here we go!
Shield!
This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes!
You're mine!
Ready to go!
No
Raging
charge!
sword!
Denied!
Here goes!
I'm ready!
Get toasty!
Bird strike!
I can feel my precision improving.
Hey, what do you say we fight that shit?
Brace yourself!
Fire
This
hold
one's
on
tough!
to your arm! Here I come!
Barrier!
No further!
Go get him! One last one! Tempest down! Here goes!
Not today!
One more!
We got flyers!
I've got Here goes! Let a marksman handle it! Here goes!
All yours!
Go get him! That'll bring you down! Bullseye!
Dragon Swarm!
Kisara! Go for it!
Prepare to crumble!
Steering flame!
Resonate with the earth! Stalagmite!
Where are you going? Go
Resonate
get him!
with the earth!
Lunar corruption!
Nothing gets by me! Prepare to be sealed.
Here goes!
Actually, perhaps sound is more appropriate.
Light talking, more doing. Here goes!
Can't get out of this!
Severing wing!
Lunar corruption! Gemini
More
Forward!
trouble!
Not loud!
I can carve through armor!
Here! Raging sword! This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes, a merry distraction.
There's still more to go! Here's another!
They smite with
Tempest
flash
You picked the wrong fight!
Head! Lunar corruption! One last one! Here goes! Mega ray!
I'm ready! Hey! Blow them away!
Head! Here goes!
Water, hear my call!
Hear this!
Glacial Spear!
Incantation ruin.
Leave the charges to me! Far enough!
Destruction! Eternal
Here
devastation!
goes! Tempest Whirl! Hit! Radiant Light! Hit!
Rising Wyvern! Finish it!
Juggling!
Light burst forth.
Radiant Genesis!
Trapped in darkness, pierced by light.
I call it the Rindo Special.
Brace yourself! This one's tough!
Go get it!
I'll smash you!
Heal my weary companions. Cure.
It can hide itself from me? On your You picked the wrong fight!
Go get him!
Scream.
Bullseye!
Blood.
That'll bring you down!
Behold! The earth pulse! Tectonic vision! Now
Here
we're not.
goes!
Take this!
Take that!
Try this!
Leave the charges to me! Denied!
Not on my watch!
Captivity.
Hit! Take that!
On your knees.
Radiant Spear!
Your incantation ruin.
Pierce evil! Tempest!
Anything in order is all mine!
Not today!
Take that!
I'll smash you!
Lunar Corruption!
Demon
Lunar Blast! Go get him!
Rotating pile
Bullseye!
You're mine!
Raging Storm!
You're mine!
One more!
Take this!
One more!
Soaring Light Spear!
Can you take it? Charge like that could easily be fatal.
Just as well, I'm here to stop it.
Rising Wyvern! The flame inside me yearns to be let free! Burn!
Begin! Does it hurt?
Here goes! Pierce evil! Don't mind if I do! This one's mine!
Dance in the wind!
Infernal Torrent!
Dance in the
Rending
wind!
you
Pierce
apart! I can
flame!
carve through armor!
Reload! Bullseye!
Lightning Strike!
Pierce!
Falcon!
By the power of water! One more! Bullseye! Dance in the wind! I'm out of ammo! Leave the enemy's arms to me!
No complaints here!
Radiant light! Hit! Go get
Shine!
him!
Radiant line
One
mine!
last one!
Regenerate! Regenerate! Our art is being interrupted.
Okay, here I go!
I can't take much more.
Severing Wind! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Here,
Finish it!
Kikara! Go for it!
prepare to crumble!
We may be a touch beyond our depth.
We barely got a look at the thing. Bad feeling about this.
Hear my call! Denied! Ready and ready!
Rising Wyvern!
Armor won't save you!
Burning strike! A clean
Dance on the wind!
Water
On
energy!
your knees!
Burning strike!
Glacial
Wonderful!
Spear!
Here's evil! Not on my watch!
Stalagmite!
Take
Blaster! That'll bring you down.
Demon take this!
Sealed!
By the
Get on in there with the others! Here's another!
Burn!
Bullseye!
burning glacial spear.
Freeze! Sealed! Let's get you all tucked away! Here's another!
Anything in armor is all mine.
Mike with black
Air thrust!
in a bind!
Sleep now!
Will this
Let's get you...
Nothing gets by me.
Alright! It's showtime! Dance to the wind!
Sorry.
You do the same for me.
Here goes! The flip! Magic Kazam! Burning Strike! Burning Strike! Take that! One!
You picked the wrong fight!
Regenerate!
Now I can let loose!
Light Astral Energy! One more! Bullseye!
Here I go.
Purge Fire! Blah, blah, blah! Sleep now!
Eternal devastation!
Get on in there with the others! Glacial
Anything in
Spear!
order.
Now you see what I can do!
Here goes! Recover!
Swallow blade!
One last one!
Now we're not crushed!
Here's a healing
No
art!
further!
Seal! First aid!
owe you
Let's
one.
get you up!
Handle it.
Reflect on thy skin! Coming through! Ha! Mount! Scarlet Inferno!
Water Astral Energy!
It's on!
Not in your dreams! Hit!
Eat dirt!
Here's another!
The fluidity of your movement is simply incredible.
Eternal devastation! Demon Pest! I'm ready!
Xion, Astral Energy! Full throttle! I think I'm getting stronger.
Bad feeling about this.
Now you see what I can do!
Let me help.
Rising Wyvern!
Concentration!
I think I'm coming down the sleeping grave.
A chronic inability to read the room?
A malady your art cannot
Between
fix.
heaven and earth.
Burn!
A wailing fancy of lightning.
Where are you going?
Divine Magic
In a bind!
Kazam. Air thrust.
Denied!
A chain between don't mind if I do. Burning glacial spears and won't you get the gist? In here.
Hurricane
Let's
Thrust!
get you all tucked away. Here goes.
Hurricane Thrust!
Healing here.
Do it!
All right. It's showtime.
Glacial spear. Be careful not to overdo it.
We can't get out of this! Now you see what I can do!
It's showtime.
Rending you a bloody holiday!
Take
Demon
that.
Land!
Bullseye. Raging cascade. Lightning.
Perfecting Blade!
Recover.
Okay, here I go!
Here's another.
Blackened Blade! Raining Truth!
Here's another.
Burn in hell!
Here's a healing Bullseye. First aid.
Now I can let
Air
loose!
hook. A chain between heaven and earth. A wailing fancy of lightning. Not on my watch.
In a bind? No escape! Shattering the pieces! Attack time!
Here, take that.
Demon Blade! Let me free! I'll burn it all! Ah! Flaming pillar! Fire!
Hit!
to be let free!
Lightning condemns! Thunder Blade! A chain between heaven and earth! Go for it!
Prepare to crumble!
Looks like it could be worth something.
Hold on to your arms. Here I come.
As if the normal creepy crawlies aren't disgusting enough.
Full round.
By the power of water! Captivity!
Take that. Bullseye. Lightning condemned.
Soaring right there! Smash you!
Will this help?
Can't get out of this! Burn!
If it's in the sky, it's mine!
Magic is
That'll
there.
bring you down!
Air thrust. Photon blast. You get your dip. Sleep now. Take that. Alright. It's showtime. Free blend.
I'll stop its charge!
Thanks, Kisara. Take that.
Nothing gets by me! Divine!
Hold on to your arts.
You're mine.
Here I come. Here goes. Here. Go get him. Bullseye. Dance in the wind. Radiant
Burn!
Here.
No one shall break
Take
my
the
back.
spear. Here's the evil. Bullseye. Free blade.
Thunder spear.
Hear me. Flame of God. Hit. Lightning. Hear me out. Raging cascade. You all.
Dragon begin!
Healing circle. One more. Here's the evil.
Elusive gear!
Bullseye.
Hold nothing back!
Power source. I can't hold on
In a
much longer.
bind! Win!
Freeze blast.
That'll bring you down! I can handle
Soaring
it!
light
Air
spear!
thrust.
Burn!
A chain between heaven and earth.
I'm ready! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
I must keep striving.
You can ease off yourself.
Pot calls the kettle black.
Good advice for all of us, to be honest.
This one's tough, but we have no choice.
Let me know if you need healing.
You got company.
Jason Wyvern!
Bloody Here's another. Dance in the wind. Air thrust. Here's the evil.
Flying freak! Get me to sit still! Sia, can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done.
Hold nothing back!
Rending you apart!
Here's another. Blah, blah, blah. That's real. Here's the evil.
Dragon
Here
Sword!
goes.
I'll burn it all! Flaming pillar! Fire! Dazzle!
Shine!
Here's the
Radiant
blah,
light!
blah, blah.
Force of regeneration!
Crossblade.
Regenerate!
Take this!
Allow me to help. Dance in the wind.
I'm merely doing what I can.
Glad you're on our side.
I can carve through armor! I'll blind you with a shot!
One last order. Hear my call.
Flaming Wyvern!
Air thrust. Not on my watch. Go get him. Blah, blah, blah.
Eat dirt!
Magic. Seal. Annihilation. More projectile. This one's mine. Bullseye.
Double demon!
All right. It's just
In a bind?
Arts required. Here. Dance in the wind. Air thrust.
Double demon fang!
Annihilate. One more.
Anything in armor is all mine!
Double demon!
Stop.
Demon fang! Finish it!
Elfin, this ends now.
Consider yourself finished!
There you go, Elfin. Alpha.
It's time to end
Hold
this
on to
battle.
your arm. Right beside Here I come. Go get him. One last one. Lightning condemned. Thunderblade. Chain between heaven
Be
and
let
earth.
free! Eagle Ray!
A wailing banshee of lightning. Here.
In a
Here's
bind?
the evil.
I'm
Order
ready.
to stop time. Alpha. This ends now.
Consider yourself finished!
Remember to tell me if you need healing.
I expect you'll be in high demand if that's the case.
I found some... equipment.
Let me take a look at it.
This one will be difficult to predict.
Water. Take control. Let them marksman handle it. Go get him. One last one. Radiant here.
Eagle Ray!
Bullseye.
Take
Annihilation.
Deny! Armor won't save
Do
you!
it.
Regenerate!
Radiant surge.
Shield!
This one's got your name on it.
Ashes to ashes! A merry distraction!
There's still more to go.
You picked the wrong fight!
Hit? Not on my watch. Here goes.
Now we're not rising water!
In a bind?
Coming through! Ha! Melt! Scarlet Inferno!
Aquila
Here I
surge.
come!
Mega
Sword Alpha!
Annihilate. Here's a healing art.
Take this!
Take that. One last one. Radiant hit.
Severing Wind!
Dance in the wind. Here I feel. I'm only getting started. One more. I'll heal you all. Bullseye.
Severing Alpha!
Raging
Shattering
healing.
pieces! You picked the wrong fight!
Goes in the sky. It's mine. I need to pull myself
Severing
together.
Alpha!
To me. There. One more. Here's a close one. One last one. Not in your dreams. By the power of water. Take that. Burning
Elusive deity!
Demon blast. Only getting close.
Demon Fang!
Gotta hold it together. Do or die. Here goes.
You're mine!
Bullseye. I owe you, Tion. Healing is what my heart needs.
Don't worry, I'm alright.
All mine can do is cause havoc and destruction. Lightning condemned! Thunderblade! A chain between
Armor
heaven
will save you! Soaring Light Spear! Now or never! Vacuum
In a
Blade!
bind?
Thanks!
Divine State! Blah, blah, blah! Air thrust! I can handle it! Forward up! Here goes! Here's enough! That's my cue!
Shut him down!
Kizara! Go for it!
Prepare to crumble!
They really made us work for that one. What do you think this place was for? Ah!
What the hell? Are they asleep?
No. They appear to be well preserved. However, they are all dead.
Dead? So this is a mass grave?
Looks that way. However, none of them appear to be Helganquil.
Bear in mind that Renans were originally Danans, who were remade and sent to live on Lenegus. Knowing that, they would have needed a place to perform the procedure somewhere.
And that place is here, I assume.
So what you're saying is that all of these are Danan, or rather, Renan bodies?
Most likely, yes. It must have been abandoned for one reason or another.
There are so many of them. They were all taken away, but never given the chance to wake.
What is that thing?
Something we have to fight if we want to get across, it seems.
Be careful! It's huge!
What is with all the huge lumbering beasts lately?
It's no ordinary zoo. That much is damn sure.
Watch yourselves. All bets are off when it comes to this thing. Take this! Take this!
Take that!
Demon Fang! Soaring Blast! Demon Fang!
It's go
Demon Fang!
Now you see what I can do.
One more! One last one! Dance in the
I've been
wind!
hit with its head is its weak point?
We'll need to bring it down somehow to hit it.
In that case, let's start with the one in the middle.
Up and at 'em, let's go! Magic is there! Freeze Lancer! Healing Circle! Here goes!
Nice work!
Go get it! Raging Cascade! Spread! Hard moving! Blah blah blah! Magic! Freeze Lancer! Here goes!
In a bind?
Here's another!
Not today!
Bullseye! Don't mind if I do! I never miss! One more!
Now you see what I can do.
Magic is in! Sleep now!
I can handle it! Far enough!
Take it! One last one! Whoa! Hey! One at a time! Here! Freeze Lancer! Dance in the wind! Sleep now! More for the stockpile! Bullseye! Whoa! Hey! One at a time!
A scream bathed in blood.
Raising
you a bloody howling. Another incantation ruined.
Eat dirt!
Blah blah blah!
Regenerate.
Art expert coming through! Mega Ray! Don't mind if I do! Go get it! Let the marksman handle this!
Demon Fang! Demon
Here
Fang!
do it! Xeon, Astral Energy! Full throttle!
A scream bathed in blood. Raising you a
Here's your
bloody
noise.
howling.
One last one!
Resonate with the earth.
Magic is in! In here!
Take this!
Get on in there with the
Bloody
others!
howling.
One more! One last one!
No further.
Rising
Mega
Wind!
Ray! Hey! One at a time! Mega Ray! Take that!
Burn!
Take that! Raging Cascade! Mega Ray!
Ready and ready.
Annihilate! Blah blah blah!
I can carve through armor.
Sleep now! Get on in there with the others! Red! Take that! Bullseye! Here goes! Hey! Here's another! One last one! Blah blah blah! Thunderblade! Primed and ready! This one's mine! Hey!
Not today!
I'll heal you all! Far
Take this!
One more! Healing circle! One last one! Purge malevolence! Outstanding form!
Anything in armor is all mine!
I can carve through all!
I didn't think you had it in.
Focus. There'll be time to congratulate me later.
Nothing much I can say to that.
Take that! Whoa! One at a time! The enemy is going all out! Not in your dreams! One more!
In a bind?
What would I do without magic Kazam? Sleep now! I evaded this one! Go get him!
On your knees.
A banana!
Leave the chargers to me!
Free cleanse!
Where are you going?
I can carve through armor!
Go get her! Bullseye!
I'm going to need to use all the power of my healing arts to accomplish
Purge
this.
malevolence! In here! Here! Let's get you all tucked away!
No further!
Go get it! Water! Hear my call! A banana! Let's go! Let's move!
Here comes a big one!
Here goes! Go get it!
Yours to be let
Glacial Shield! Here's evil! Free Cleanser! Seal! Let's get you all tucked away!
Demon Fang!
Go get it! Law! Get toasty!
Bird Strike!
The hell was that thing?
Probably something that was made here and somehow managed to survive, even after all this time. Not that there's any way of knowing now.
What's wrong?
Oh, I just suddenly found myself contemplating what might have happened to the sovereigns that were meant to emerge from the crown contests.
What do you mean?
You see, the winners of the past crown contests were all strong astral arts practitioners. Furthermore, that enemy we just fought appeared to be composed of several human bodies. It was certainly nothing one would find in nature.
You're saying those were the remains of the winners? That they forgot who they once were?
I'm merely saying it's a possibility.
That's absolutely gruesome. How long had the Helganquil been at this?
It was Rena's great spirit that made them do all of this. Anything to get its astral energy.
We're not gonna jump down, right?
I certainly hope not.
After hearing Dohalim's suggestion, I'm honestly not sure what to say.
I assure you all, I was merely stating the possibility.
We're back in that other room? Did the teleporter fail or something?
Something feels off about it.
Look! Everything's upside down!
The furnishings are, at least. No, you're right. The whole room's flipped on its head.
So what was once down is now up, and vice versa. I suppose the teleporter reversed our orientation then.
So, looks like the Helganquil have been engineering Zeugles too. Why doesn't that surprise me at this point?
The creatures we've been encountering here have been a little different to what we're used to fighting, but I'm pretty sure they're Zeugles too.
Do you think they were engineered using creatures native to the area?
Indeed. However, based on the current circumstances, I would guess these Zeugles are all that's left of the planet's fauna now.
You mean, there might have been native owl species here once upon a time too?
I guess this is the flip side of that. Pathway we were walking on just a little while ago.
This is crazy. Who knew such amazing technology existed?
Everything's topsy-turvy and that's all you can think about?
Bear in mind, the core of Rena now sits above us. I pray that we won't encounter many stairs along the way.
This one's tough!
Now you see what I can do! Barrier!
Being interrupted.
Elusive deity!
This is gonna need all of us together!
Rage.
Here's at the flashing parts their weak points!
You can't get out of
Charging
this!
us!
That's what my shield's for. Get behind me.
Got it!
Where are you
I'll leave it
going?
to you!
One last Fall to thine own death! Concentration! One more! Close one!
Flame inside me yearns to be let free!
It's not in your dreams!
I don't know what I'd do
Anything in
without
armor is all mine!
Perhaps now isn't the time?
I really don't.
Now, while it's reeling!
Take it down! Here's another!
In a bind?
Free bullseye! Hard smoke!
Ready to go! Denied!
Feel!
Feel my weary companion!
You picked the wrong fight!
Allow me to help you.
Take that!
On your
One last blast in the wind!
resonate with the earth! Stalagmite!
Ancient
ruin!
Here! Grind and ready! One more! One last one!
Elusive deity!
Let me
Rotating pieces! Attack time!
Here, hold on to your arm! Here I come! Outstanding form!
Take this!
One more! One last one!
Burn in hell!
Photon flash! Magic is in! In here! I'll be saving this one!
Nothing gets by me!
Bullseye! More with that!
Elusive deity! I'm ready!
Kizara! Go for it!
Prepare to crumble!
My exploits are bearing fruit.
What are those? They look like Shion's thorns, and with flowers too.
Not real ones, though. They're just like that flower growing out of Rena.
We must be getting close to the Great Spirit now.
Hey, Rinwell, what was that thing you said about how a little bit of Dana's Great Spirit is inside all of us?
Right. That's why Dana's great spirit is so much more diluted. Weak, even. Whether it was a choice so it didn't overpower others, or just the way it is anyone's guess.
If that's true, then wouldn't it mean Dana's will could never form under natural conditions?
Yeah, sounds like that's probably the case.
So if Dana exists within all of us, then what if something occurred that brought everyone's hearts and minds together as one? That unity could potentially act as Dana's will.
You mean if everybody was, like, thinking the exact same thing at the exact same time? Come on, there's no way we could pull that off.
I know it's a long shot, but it might work.
Let's assume that's even possible for a second. Would it even be enough to fight back against Rena's great spirit?
If nothing else, it might be an option if we can't use the Renis Alma.
Things are different here.
So here's a question. We came all this way to Rena on the assumption the Renis Alma's here, right?
Just don't say it, Law.
Yeah, but I'm just saying...
I said don't.
I can understand why you might be concerned, Law. But you need to remember that there are people it affects more directly than you.
Oh, sorry.
We've managed to make it this far believing. Losing faith now won't do us any good. We're better off focusing our anxiety elsewhere.
Such as?
The Great Spirit. If Hevrecht 35's to be believed, our enemy won't just be handing over the Renis Alma to us. At least, not without a fight.
Not only that, but that same enemy just gulped down more than an entire world's worth of astral energy.
Point taken. It may be strange to say, but when I'm fighting, or at least know what needs to be done, it helps me a lot. I don't doubt myself as much. So thanks, both of you. The floor's on the ceiling and the ceiling's on the floor. This whole thing's making my head spin. Why would they even do something like this?
The Helganquil can bend life forms to suit their will. Nothing they could do at this point would surprise me.
The ceiling is on the floor. That doesn't weird you out?
What good is a team made up of members who all share the same opinions on everything? And besides, when you get to be at my ripe old age, one begins to consider it quite uncouth to show one's true emotions at times.
Oh, come on, Grandpa. You can't be that old.
The sands of time wait for none of us, lad.
Yeah, we'll see. Though at this rate, I guess I'll have to live long enough to get as old as you first, huh?
You will. And when the time comes, I look forward to hearing you change your tune on the matter.
I've got a really bad feeling about
On
this.
your knees. Rising weapon.
Here!
Ready and raring. Armor won't save you. Rending you apart.
Bullseye,
No
they look
further.
cute and stuff, but they're vicious. You're mine.
Pesky airborne scoundrels!
Sounds like a jump.
Commander of Heaven. Phoenix Cyclops.
Here, that's my cue.
Great Alpha. Shut him down.
Go get him.
Ignite.
One last one. Whoa, thanks. This one's mine. Here
Finish
goes.
it.
Law, get toasty.
Burn strike.
Here I go.
Begin.
Denied!
Tempest whirl. Hit. Art sealed. Not in your dreams. Hit. Here's another. One last one. Hit. Raging storm. Here's another.
Rising Warrior.
Bullseye.
Can't get out of this. Law. Blow them away.
If it's in the sky, it's mine. Take that.
This one's over. Armor won't save
Do
you.
it. Shion, astral energy. Full throttle.
Quite necessary when creating weaponry.
one's tough! Not today!
One last one!
Double demon back!
Here's the flashing part's their weak point!
You must be tired of hearing me. I'm merely doing what I can. Roger on up.
I'm going to use all the power of my healing arts to accomplish
In a bind?
Rising Phoenix! This one's mine!
Got it!
Thank you!
Now's our chance!
I'll smash you! Rising
Glacial Spear! Pierce evil! Freeze Blazer! Bullseye! Photon Flash! Hard Move! Blah blah blah! Magic! Here goes! Go get him! Raging Cascade! Gemini Aqua!
Flame inside me! Yours to be let free!
Resonate with you.
Ignite!
Stalagmite.
Don't mind if I do!
Ongoing.
Take that!
Armor won't save you.
Rise and
You
ready.
apart.
I never miss! Magic is there!
I'll stop its charge.
Thanks, Isara! Glacial Spear!
I'm ready.
Here's the evil! Alphen! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
With your flames and my technique,
We're stronger together than we are apart.
I shall ensure you survive this.
Hit! Take that!
Can't get out of this.
Bullseye!
Take this!
Raging
Flame
Cascade!
inside me! Yours to be let free!
Can't get the duel of the arts! Take that! Bullseye!
You'll find no mercy.
Freaks.
Finish it!
Astral energy! Full throttle!
A flawless victory.
Own death!
Be still!
Naturally!
Glacial Spear.
The enemy wields art too.
We'll soon see about that! Freeze Lancer! Hit! Here's another! Bullseye! Here's a healing art! Hey! I can't hold on much longer! Here comes! Not in your dreams! Here comes!
Finish it!
Alphen! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Here comes!
Pierce through!
Annihilation!
Sonic
Here's
Thrust!
another! Is it in the sky?
Finish it! Demon Punch!
Johaline! This one's got your name on it!
Action to action.
I wonder if we can make new weapons with this. Hey, that one...
Looks pretty good.
No choice!
Take that.
Wolverine Alpha!
No further.
Take this!
One more!
Luna Rondo!
One last one!
No dawn shall break this
You're
night.
mine!
Ready and ready.
I'll heal you all!
Now you see what I can do.
Go get it! I'm going to need to do that. I can handle it. Lightning hit far enough!
Here I come!
Cut the chain between heaven and earth!
Now I can let loose!
Not on my watch!
Elusive deity.
Slow gotcha!
No dawn shall break this night. Breath of life.
Here's another!
In a bind.
Light Astra!
This one's all mine! Eat dirt!
Here goes! Here's another. Dance in the wind. Sleep now.
It's showtime!
Mega Ray.
I'll smash you!
Charge like that could easily be fatal.
Just as well, I'm here to stop it.
Try this!
Don't get in my way.
Ready to go!
I'll heal you all. One last.
Rending you
Whoa. Healing one at a time.
Demon Lance!
Sky is mine. Here, this one's mine. One more. Lunar Bullseye. Lunar Blast.
Ignite!
I'm all stuffed up. Don't mind if I do. Hit.
Pain.
One more. Bullseye. Lightning Condemn. Thunder Blade. Healing Circle. Here goes.
Thanks, Shion.
Be careful not to overdo it.
I'm sorry. I'll do better.
I can carve through armor! I have no limits! Be still! Flame inside me yearns to be let free, rending you apart!
Join between Xion, Astral Energy, full throttle! Haha! Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
This will be a delicious piece of cake! Here's another! One last one!
Sonic thrust! Dragon swarm!
Radiant Each shot on my watch! Hit! I never miss!
Ready and ready! I'll smash you! Dragon swarm! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Raging Cascade!
The fluidity of your movements is simply incredible.
Go get it! Annihilate in the wind! Locked and sealed!
Leave a charge for me.
Go get it! Thanks for the healing.
Watch yourself,
In a bind?
Yeah, you too. Glacial Spear. Here's another.
Shattering double pieces!
Leave the enemy's arcs to me.
Burn in hell! No complaints here!
Here's another arc. One last one.
Children Alpha!
Take that. Bullseye. Purge Malevolent. Blah, blah, blah. Free Flamer. Dance in the wind. Air thrust. Light Astral Energy. You get the gist. Thunder Blade.
Leave the charge for me.
With the
Far
arc!
enough.
I never miss.
It's on! You picked the wrong fight!
One more. Lightning. One last one. Lightning Condemn. Thunder Blade. Chain between
Shattering the pieces!
One more. Xion, Astral Energy. Full throttle. They really made us work for that one.
Brace yourself!
Ready.
This one's tough!
Hear my call.
Rising Warrior!
One last one. Burn it. Thunder Blade. Chain between heaven. Split. No body slam into next week. Go get her. One last
got
one.
fires.
I've got Thunder Blade. Marksman hand between heaven and earth.
All yours!
A wailing banshee of light.
Leave the charge to me. Far enough.
Blah blah blah. Sleep now. Get out of there.
Can't get out of this!
I'm ready!
Here's our law. Get toasty.
Bird strike!
Stay calm. I shall provide assistance.
Bullseye. Tempest Whirl.
Ready and ready! Elusive deity!
One last one.
See what I can do!
A banana. Let's go.
Hold nothing back!
Go get it! That'll bring you down! Here's another!
You're mine!
Magic is in!
Will this help?
You're on! Can you take it?
Ready! Here's another!
Not today!
Here's
No.
another! Into the shadows!
I'm sorry to trouble you.
You're
More
mine!
the same for me!
Sword Ray
Here's
Alpha!
another!
Raining Slash!
Raging Storm! Hit! Tempest Whirl!
Be still! Rising
Take that!
Captain!
Eat dirt! One last one! I never miss!
Here I come!
Take this!
Sword Ray Alpha! Blow away!
Close one! Annihilation! Radiant Pierce!
Anything in armor is all
Rising
mine!
Wyvern! You picked the wrong
Here I
fight!
go! It's over! Hit! Take that! Art expert coming through!
Sword Ray
What do I
Alpha!
do? I do!
Blow away! Eternal devastation!
Glacial Spear! Here's evil! Thanks so much! Freeze Blend! One last one! Dance in the wind! Feel!
Regenerate!
No
Nothing gets by me!
Rising
Take that!
Victor!
Into the shadows! More with the Mega Ray!
Take
Magic
this!
Advance!
Can't get out of this!
Feel! Burn it!
Try this.
Glacial Spear! Outstanding form! Freeze
Rising Wyvern!
Go get it!
Rising Phoenix!
Benediction light.
Anything in armor is all mine!
No more playing nice! Do it!
To being
Beyond
interrupted.
astral energy! Full throttle! A flawless victory! One more! Naturally! Blah, blah, blah!
Glacial, that'll bring you down!
Freeze Blaster! Get to the hero!
Not today!
Feel! Lightning! Not in your dreams! Go get it! Here!
Sword Ray
One last
Alpha!
one! Lunar
Can't get out of this! Watch yourself. Sense incredible power.
Get on in there with the others!
This might
Anything in armor is all mine!
Destruction!
Here's evil! Freeze Blazer! Take that! One last one!
The flame
Raging
inside is
Hurricane!
yours to be let free!
Reload! Dance in the wind! Air thrust!
Is that a human?
Radiant Storm!
I can't ignore your face. I'll try to be more careful.
Mega Ray! Annihilation!
Severing wind!
Raging Storm!
Soaring light spear!
One more! I never miss! Go get it!
Vacuum blade!
In a bind?
Not in your dreams! What my art can do! Go get it! Blah, blah, blah! Feel!
Demon Fang!
Elusive deity!
I don't even know the word defeat.
Demon Fang!
Smash you!
One last one!
Denied!
All right! It's showtime!
Finish it!
Go, Helene!
Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis!
This should come in handy when crafting weapons.
Wow! You've got to be lucky to find this stuff.
Indeed. I can tell it's quite the find.
Brace yourself! This one's tough!
Healing art!
I've used too much.
Raging Storm! Go
Burn
get
in
it!
hell!
Raging
Go
war!
get it!
Light howling!
Here goes! Ready!
You're mine!
Resonate with the
Raging
earth!
Storm!
Stalagmite!
Go get him!
Raining
All right, it's showtime!
Rending you apart!
Raging Storm!
Bloody
Here's
howling!
another! Bullseye! Here goes!
Burn in hell!
Go get him!
I can't get out of this!
One last
Those are
one!
impressive skills.
They took a lifetime to master.
You know, keep training.
Mine! If it's in the sky, it's mine! This is far enough!
We've turned the tables on it.
There are still one left!
Right. No time to hold
Go,
back.
Helene!
Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis! You don't mess around! It's over!
Certainly not.
Here goes! Annihilation! Mega Ray! Bullseye! More reduction!
Scream.
Sleep now!
I'm ready!
Lost!
Demons descend! Flashing bang!
Remember to tell me if you need healing.
Thanks. Bet you'll be in high demand if that's the case.
bad feeling about this.
Searing flame! Release! Whirl!
Falling glass!
Take that!
Yours is to be let free! Be careful, everyone! This one isn't normal! Can you take it?
Here's another!
Demon Fang!
Can't get out of...
I'm ready!
Eon! Astral energy! Full throttle!
A flawless victory.
Between heaven and earth! Naturally!
On your knees! Double Demon Fang!
Leave the charges to me! Hard up!
Not on my watch!
Victory is within reach.
Dig deep, and we can do this!
Impressive fervor, little one.
I'm only getting
Your style is beautiful to observe.
You just watching or what?
No, I'm still in this.
You fight better at a distance. The further away, the better. You and I
So much,
both.
Linda.
Maybe my arts do have a place in this world. I'm all
Sure, it's time to
between heaven and earth.
Rising Trinity!
A word! This one's got your name on it!
Ash to ash. My exploits are bearing fruit. Discourteous, aren't you?
Here's another call! Art expert coming through!
Glacial
Here
steel!
goes! Here's the evil! Freeze Lancer!
I can shatter any steel!
Take this! Stay low.
Ready and ready!
Here!
I couldn't make it in time.
Primed and ready! Denied!
One last
Where are you going?
This is in the sky!
It's mine!
Elusive Beam!
Where are you going?
Go get it!
Everlasting shot!
Bullseye!
Do it!
Can't be there!
Astral Arts?
That's my cue!
Shut him down!
Ready! Hit! Tunnel!
Double Demon Fang!
Here I go! Raging Storm! Back into the fray! One more! Hey!
I'm ready!
Kisara! Go for it!
Prepare to crumble!
Here are reinforcements! Sleep now!
I'll face you! Nothing gets by
Here!
you! Hard up!
Tornado drive.
Take this!
Glacial Spear! Here's hunger! Come through!
Begin!
One more!
No further.
Bullseye! There! One more!
Finish it!
I got it!
More Stukels?
Keep calm and take them
Now
down!
you see what I can do!
Mega Ray! Don't mind if I do!
Demon
Here
Fang!
goes!
Execution!
On your
Bullseye! Tempest!
We turned the tables on
More
them.
There are
incoming!
still more left!
Right! No time to hold back!
Here I go!
Double Demon Fang!
Tempest! Mega Ray! Go get him! By the power of Bullseye!
Fang!
Mega Ray!
Eagle Ray!
Finish it!
Here goes!
Dance on the wind!
Take that! Raging Storm! Tunnel! One last one!
I can handle it!
This should do it!
Annihilation! In here!
Hard up!
Mirage!
Water!
Hear my
Here's
call!
another!
Spread!
Anything in armor is all mine!
Here's another! This one's got your name on it!
Ash to ash. A merry
Here
distraction.
goes!
There's still more to go!
Hold on to your arms! Here I come!
They smite with
Raging Storm!
Lightning Thrust!
Hear my call! One more! Spread!
Tear! Hurricane Thrust!
Burning
Tear! Hurricane
Can't
Thrust!
it? Bullseye! Whoa! Hey!
I'm ready!
Elfin! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished! More?
One more! Raging Storm! Blast! I never miss! Go get it! Do it!
Resonate with the air!
Bullseye! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Here
No
goes.
one ever.
I'm only getting
Elusive
started.
take this.
Rising Falcon!
Tunnel! Hit! Tempest Whirl! One last one! I can handle it! Here's the
Hard up!
Here's another commodity
Rising Wyvern!
dream! Hit!
Now you see what I can do!
Take that! Tempest Whirl!
Hurricane Thrust!
Raging Storm!
That'll bring you down!
Here goes!
This one's mine!
Do it! Get toasty!
Burn Strike! More?
Here's
That'll bring you down!
one more!
can't get out of this!
Take that! Magna Ray! Not on my watch! By the power of Fire! Neon, Astral Energy! Full throttle! A flawless victory. Naturally.
Impressive, Johaleen.
If it's in the
Float like a
sky, it's
butterfly and
mine!
sting like a bee. Or so they say.
People say that?
Leave the charges to me! Armor won't save you! Do it! Out it!
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Hey! Poodle's quivering! I think we're about to be real lucky!
No further! The flame inside me yearns to be let free!
Bullseye!
Elusive
Not in
deity!
your dreams! Hit! Here's another one! Lunar blast! Lunar blast! Hit! Here's another!
Shattering double deity!
Attack time! Maelstrom!
No dawn can break this night.
Hear my call!
Burn in hell!
Here goes! Burning sun! One last one! Raging head! Here's evil!
Coming through! Ha! Melt! Scarlet Inferno!
Uplift start! Alright! It's showtime!
Swallow blood soaring blast!
This one's mine! Raging storm! Here goes! Here goes! Not on my watch! Go get it!
Rising Lyra!
The solidity of your movement is simply incredible.
Go get it!
I can carve through armor!
Magna Ray! Magic Dimension! Air power! Blah blah blah! Another field! Magna
No,
Ray!
prepare to be seen!
Uplift start!
Double
Where
Demon
that came
Fang!
from? Do it! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
There you go, Alvin!
It's time to end this battle!
Unite the fight! Raging
Resonate with the
It's blood! Oh, sparkling stars of light! Rain down! Purify all! By the power of water! Annihilation! Magna Ray!
Double deep!
Field!
Elusive deity!
They're not playing around. Primed and ready. Hey, that'll bring you down. One more.
I can carve through armor!
Hurry, Millennium! Rock pierce evil! Freeze Lancer! Dance in the wind! Air
Can't
drop!
get out of this! Rising up!
The chain between heaven and earth.
This one's mine!
Lightning! And here! Pierce evil!
Charge like that could easily be fatal.
Just as well, I'm here to stop you. Hurry! Blah, blah, blah!
Amazing. It's in your hands now.
Stay away from my friend!
I won't lose! Go get him!
Leave the charges to me! Far enough!
Searing flame! Reload! Here's another! Here's one last
Showtime!
Not in your dreams! Here's
I
one!
can carve through armor!
Alphen! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Remember to tell me if you need healing.
I expect you'll be in high demand if that's the...
Thus, our strength yet grows.
This one's tough, but we have no choice.
Let me know if you need healing.
Here's the Freeze Lancer! Let the marksman handle this!
Carried away!
Bullseye! Primed and ready! Where are you going? Waterfall!
You're mine! Soaring flying freak!
What do you think? Just sit still! Do it!
Can you...
Go for it!
Prepare to crumble!
Here's the Take that!
Here I come! Now we'll have... Soaring right! Take this! I'm ready!
Kikara! Go for it!
Prepare to crumble!
I shall ensure you survive this.
Here I come! Go get him! Raging Killer!
I'm ready!
Astral Energy! Full throttle!
A flawless victory.
Naturally! Take this!
Armor won't save you! Finish it!
Kikara! Go for it!
Prepare to crumble! That's what I like to hear. see what you've got.
Take that! Lightning Wiper! Here goes! I'm only getting those flying creatures are a real pain in the butt! The flashing part's their weak point.
The fluidity of your movement is simply incredible.
Bullseye! Hard! Magic is there! Let me help! Don't mind if I do! Here goes!
Thrilling performance.
That'll bring you down! Go get him! Blah, blah, blah!
Armor won't save you!
Into the shadows! Came between heaven and
Take this! Can't get out of this! It's wide open!
It won't escape me.
Here's Bullseye! Raging Cascade! Fresh! Hard! Blah, blah, blah! That's it! Seal! Get on in there with the others!
To be let free!
Here's another Annihilation! Bullseye!
Force of regeneration!
Blah, blah, blah!
Regenerate!
In here!
Dragon form!
Get on in there with the others!
We must be tired of hearing it. I'm merely doing what I can to help.
Glad you're on up.
I can carve through armor! Resonate with the armor!
Don't mind if I do! Take that! One last one!
You picked the wrong
Where
fight!
that came from? That'll bring you down!
Rising
Go
Beast!
get it! Show you what my bullseye!
Swallow
Rise
blade!
and shine! Dance in the wind! In here! Do it!
Alpha!
Get toasty!
Burn strike!
You're quite the gunslinger.
I have to be, in this world.
Don't worry, I've got your back.
Let's see what you've got.
I'll smash you!
Here! One last one! Raging Cascade! Red! Spirit Flare! And this wall!
Leave the charge for me!
I shall provide assistance.
Take that!
Pesky airborne scoundrels.
Sounds like a job for you and truly! Here goes! Not on my watch! Go! Ha!
In a bind.
Mega Ray! Annihilation!
Here I come!
Burning!
Blade inside me is yours to be let free!
Big Red! Glacial Spear! Here's Astral Energy! Full throttle! A flawless victory! Made one! Naturally! Burning Strike! Nail Struck! Can't Red! Glacial Spear! Freeze Limp!
Looks like it could be worth something.
This one's tough, but we have no choice.
Let me know if you need healing. This one's mine. Glacial Spear. Here's evil. Bullseye. Far enough. Freeze Lancer. Go for the weak point. I do. Here's another. One last one. By the power of water.
Shine! Radiant light!
Allow me to help you.
Blah, blah, blah. Here.
Inside me, yours to be let
Let's get you off the way.
Anything in armor is all mine. Rising Water Wave!
Whoa! Hey, one at a time. Magic is in. I'm
Wide open!
It won't escape me.
Go get him. Ready to go. Lightning is dead. That'll bring you down. Thunderblade. Ready. Not on my watch.
To be let free!
Magic is in. Air thrust. Freeze laser.
Sword Rain out!
In here.
Blow away!
Reload.
Ready and free! Finish it!
Neon. Astral energy. Full throttle. I'm ready for the next battle.